Hi, my name is Jim Lindell, and today I'd like to talk to you about the difference between legacy and impact. Recently, there was a commercial about Guinness starring Joe Montana, the famous football great. And unless you're a football fan, you might not even remember Joe. He was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. In the commercial, Joe is sitting at the bar. And there's an older person next to him who talks about how Joe was very smooth and he was great on his feet. And next to Joe also was a very young person. And the young person then looked at him and not realizing who he was, he said, "Hey, are you a tennis player?" And then rather than challenging the young person because they didn't know who he was and how great he was, he just simply smirked and he said, "Sure, kid." In this article, I want to talk about legacy versus impact. Many people worry about how they will be remembered once they're gone. What will their legacy be, or how will they be remembered? Concerned about being remembered, people try to establish nonprofit foundations, achieve some form of greatness, have their name on a company or a building, make endowments to a university, etc. But there's a problem because these legacies will eventually, for the most part, it won't last so that the individual is remembered. And I'm not saying this out of meanness or to discredit people that have gone to great lengths to do good for society, and then they have done things like given endowments to universities, etc. The real problem is we will typically not be remembered. And when we push hard to be remembered because of the legacy, we're missing something very important. And the important thing is having impact today, especially to our loved ones and those that are close friends around us. I want you to think of famous historical people. Unfortunately, some of the names that you're going to remember have a negative connotation because those people did horrible things. And on the other hand, some people that you will recall did beautiful things. They were unique items, okay? But after a short period of time, just like Joe Montana, people will not remember it or remember what the person did for society, etc. Okay? This doesn't mean we don't try to achieve good things, but for the rest of society, I would suggest that we change our outlook and not think about how you or I will be remembered years from now, but think about what impact you can have on those around you today. Okay? As we help one another, other people will start to develop the thoughts and memories of their interaction with you and me. It will lead to one form of legacy that is simply helping other people out. And you may have had the experience, you go to a funeral of a loved one, it might be your mom, your dad, and somebody comes up to you that you might not have even known, and they'll say something like, "Do you know there was a time when your mom or dad did this for me? It was so unique and it impacted the rest of my life." And when we affect other people's lives, you can be assured that you will be remembered most appropriately. Contrast that with statues and monuments that you've visited and you've seen today. Challenge yourself. Do you know who the person was and what they stood for? Do you know what they did for society? Even today, our society is questioning our history, and the monuments that we've erected to people, some of them have been torn down or removed. And yet those individuals had a significant impact on their community at their time as judged by their peers. So even though you and I may not have a long-lasting legacy, we can have a significant impact on those that are around us. And really, those are the ones that are important to us, our loved ones and our close friends. So strive for an impact today and don't worry about a legacy for years from now. I'm Jim Lindell. If your company, your association is looking for a keynote speaker, please think of bringing me in for either the keynote or a breakout session. And if your management team, if you want people to perform at a higher level, please consider having them talk to me about executive coaching. I'd love to be able to help them. Thank you for your time.